ceased with the business because there is a humanitarian. All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with my very good friend and colleague, representative of the European Union to the United Nations. Olof used to be permanent representative of Sweden, and we used to sit together on the Council during the membership of Ukraine and Sweden. It's a defining day, as I said in my statement. I'm happy to report, or rather to confirm what you saw with your own eyes. The United Nations is still alive and going through the process of catharsis. I believe in the United Nations. Now people of Ukraine have more reasons to believe in the United Nations. It is just a beginning. Don't think that it was the end in itself or a purpose in itself, the vote. The vote is a powerful message to the Russian Federation. But I need to refer you to what I said in my statement as well. I still believe that there are citizens of the Russian Federation of dignity who unfortunately right now are cut from the information about how many Russian soldiers are killed in Ukraine. And as soon as they learn the magnitude of the tragedy, I hope they will stop the dictatorship in their country and the war is going to be over. As you know, due to the actions of the Russian Federation in the Security Council last month was not able to perform its duties, and we had to move, as asked by the Security Council, in fact, to the General Assembly. Nevertheless, the Security Council remains busy with Ukrainian issues, with the Russian crisis, and I call on you to call it Russian crisis. Stop calling it Ukrainian crisis. The only country that launched this crisis was Russian Federation. So the Security Council remains busy with issues, how to address like humanitarian problems. I express my sincere gratitude to all nations who have already came forward, offered assistance in money, goods, shelter. I need to ask you to deliver my gratitude to the local authorities of every single country where the refugees are coming and finding their shelter. And those are not only the Ukrainians. I read every day the charts with the nationalities of people who fled to Poland, Hungary, Slovakia, Moldova, Romania. It's like the United Nations there. I already read posts from some Africans who say they dream about coming back to beautiful Ukraine. We will rebuild Ukraine. And I tell my staff, I tell my family, the images of buildings destroyed, they are horrifying. But it does not matter at the moment. It's lives of people that matter at the moment. We will rebuild the buildings. We will rebuild every single building, or we will build something better with the help of the international community. So don't be misled by all these malarkeys of Nebenzia and his cronies. And I think that the picture of the results speaks for itself. Thank you.
Can I just say one word before you go and put questions to Sergey? Sergey, my good friend, referred to the fact that Sweden, in my previous capacity, worked with Ukraine together on the Security Council. It's true that our colors of the Swedish flag happen to be blue and yellow, as are the colors of the European Union. But today, above all, those are the colors of Ukraine that we all need to carry and carry them high. I want to re-emphasize what I said before. Russia is isolated. Russian aggression will not stand. Today, the world has spoken up against it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Olof.
Mr. Ambassador, what would you like to say to the countries that voted no?
I would like to say once again that in spite of the horrific actions by the criminal regime of Putin, we still believe that there are citizens of Russia who maintain their dignity. So when you tell me that Russia voted against, it's Putin's regime, criminals from Russia who voted against. It is regime of Belarus who voted against, because there are wonderful Belarusian people who also fight for their freedom. So make distinctions in your reporting between the criminals and between the dignity of the people oppressed in those countries.
Thank you. President Zelensky last night asked U.S. President Joe Biden to deliver a useful address regarding Ukraine. I wanted to know your thoughts about the President Biden's State of the Union regarding Ukraine. Were you satisfied?
You know, I lived in Washington and I worked in Washington for many years. I saw many presidents speaking, the American presidents, foreign presidents addressing the U.S. Congress in full session. I saw my colleague, ambassador of Ukraine, on a balcony. She was almost crying. I was watching the address by Biden in the comfort of my office, and I was almost crying. But those are not the emotions that matter. That's the resolution, the resolute posture of the American people, not just by the politicians in the Senate, by the American people that matters. The spirit of freedom and liberty is genetically in the blood of Ukrainians and Americans, of the British, of the Poles, of all freedom-loving nations on this planet. So the speech was very well received, and I'm sure that the nature of this country is that every single word of President Biden will be followed by specific actions of his government and by specific actions of the members of the U.S. Congress.
Mr. Ambassador, just about that, what action you and your government wants that the United States and the European Union...
I'm not speaking, thank you, I well understood. As I said, there is a very good friend of mine, Ambassador Oksana Markarova, who is in charge of bilateral relationship, and she is 24/7 working with the U.S. government. Please address questions on the cooperation with the United States beyond the United Nations to her. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, tell me.
Ambassador, you got this overwhelming vote and majority to support your resolution. What's next in terms of the United Nations? What steps are you taking?
We are working 24/7. We are working at all levels. I have meetings with the leadership of the Secretariat. I had a meeting yesterday. We suggested certain things. We expecting certain things. I want to, before I go, I need to tell you something. My mission is overwhelmed with the support of my colleagues from all over the world. You know, I receive deputations, delegations of ambassadors and their colleagues with coffee in the morning, with some snacks in the afternoon. I receive so many calls from lawyers, from politicians, from PR companies, from lobbyists, and I say no, thank you very much. We Ukrainians are fit to do our job on our own, and we are doing our job. We will ask you when we need your help with research, with speech writing, with preparing papers. We are working with the teams of international lawyers are working in The Hague for years now on the cases opened in The Hague. But I want to take this moment to express my gratitude to every citizen of this city, to every citizen of New York, to every foreigner working for any mission in the United Nations. We are overwhelmed with your support. Go to the mission of Singapore at night and see the Ukrainian colors teeny nations, small nations, brave as a tiger when it comes to the principles. And the result, as I said already, speaks for itself. Thank you very much. Have a good day.